There will soon be more people living in the city of Bombay than on the continent of Australia. With 14 million people, Bombay is the biggest city on the planet of a race of city dwellers. Bombay is the future of urban civilization on the planet. God help us. I am all destroying death and the origin of things that are yet to be. I am the gambling of rogues, the splendor of the splendid. It is a maximum city. Bombay is a bird of gold. Nobody starves to death in Mumbai. Bombay is the biggest, fastest, richest city in India. My name is Suketu Mehta, and I am the author of Maximum City, Bombay Lost and Found. I left Bombay in 1977 and came back 21 years later when it had grown up to become Mumbai. 21 years, enough time for a human being to be born, get an education, be eligible to drink, get married, drive, vote, go to war, and kill a man. In all that time, I hadn't lost my accent. I speak like a Bombay boy. Where are you from? Bombay. Can you go home again? In the looking, I found the cities within me. When I moved to New York, I missed Bombay like an organ of my body. I thought that when I left Bombay, I had escaped from the worst school in the world. I was wrong. The all-boys Catholic school I went to in Queens was worse. On the day I graduated, I walked outside the barbed wire-topped gates, put my lips to the pavement, and kissed the ground in gratitude. I existed in New York, but I lived in India, taking little memory trains. The fields at dusk, birds flying home overhead, your car stopping by the side of the road and you getting out. Noticing minute things again, the complexity of the gnarled people by the roadside, the ants making their way around it. It is warm and close and humid. You are protected once again. There are no people to be seen. Not in the fields, not around the one hut you can see in the distance. You want to stop right here, walk across the fields by yourself, walk into the peasant's hut, ask for some water, see if you can stay in this village for a few days. After several months at sea, after rounding the Cape of Good Hope, after many perils and storms and illnesses, beyond this massive gate lies all of India. Here are tigers and wise men and famines. A hurried stop, a quick halt to take a bath and get a night's sleep on solid land before the train departs early the next morning for the real India, the India of the villages. Nobody back then came to Bombay to live there forever. It was just a way station between paradise and hell. You came to Bombay to pass through it. It was called Heptanasia, the city of 7 islands. The Portuguese called it Bombahia, Bombahia, or Bombay, Portuguese for Good Bay, Boa Vida, the island of good life, because of its beautiful groves, its game, and its abundance of food. It is a beautiful city. The sea on all sides, the palm trees along the shores, the light coming down from the sky and thrown back up by the sea. From the air, you get a sense of its possibilities. On the ground, it's different. On one side, villages. On the other side, buildings. He has identified the slums for what they are. Villages in the city. The visual shock of Bombay is the shock of this juxtaposition, and it is soon followed by violent shocks to the other four senses. The continuous din of the traffic coming in through open windows in a hot country, the stench of bomb-bill fish drying on stilts in the open air, the inescapable humid touch of many brown bodies in the street, the searing heat of the garlic chutney on your vada pav sandwich early on your first jet-lagged morning. It is a city that has multiple aliases, as do gangsters and whores. In a city of 14 million people, how much value is associated with the number 1? The Battle of Bombay is the battle of the self against the crowd. The battle is man against a metropolis, which is only the infinite extension of man, and the demon against which he must constantly strive to establish himself or be annihilated. A city is an agglomeration of individual dreams, a mass dream of the crowd. In order for the dream life of a city to stay vital, every individual dream has to stay vital. The reason a human being can live in a Bombay slum and not lose his sanity is that his dream life is bigger than his squalid quarters. It occupies a palace. But what every Indian also desires, secretly or openly, is to devote himself to a collective larger than himself. For in this country, which of all civilizations has been devoted to the most exquisite consideration of the interior life, of the form, structure, and purpose of the self, we are individually multiple, severally alone. One blue bright Bombay morning, in the middle of the masses on the street, I have a vision that all these individuals, each with his or her own favorite song and hairstyle, each tormented by an exclusive demon, form but the discrete cells of one gigantic organism, one vast but singular intelligence, one sensibility, one consciousness. Each person is the end product of an exquisitely refined specialization and has a particular task to perform, no less and no more important than that of any other of the 6 billion components of the organism. It is a terrifying image. It makes me feel crushed. It eliminates my sense of myself, but it is ultimately comforting because it is such a lovely vision of belonging. All these ill-assorted people walking toward the giant clock on Churchgate, they are me. They are my body and my flesh. The crowd is the self, 14 million avatars of it, 14 million celebrations. I will not merge into them. I have elaborated myself into them. And if I understand them well, they will all merge back into me, and the crowd will become the self, one, many splendored.